Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America. And good news, guys, the liberals were successful. There's still no kings in this country, but there never was, and there was never going to be. So, yeah, they wasted their time. And it backfired on them. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. Liberals spent this weekend protesting for a king that doesn't exist, protesting against a king that doesn't exist, protesting against the idea of becoming a king that nobody's trying to do. But they need slogans. You guys remember the P word hats of the first administration? You remember those, right? Well, this is now something different. This is their no kings thing, because Democrats are nothing without a slogan. You know, like, hey, hey, ho, ho, insert name here has got to go. They've been chanting the same thing since the 1960s. They've been protesting since the 1960s. They've changed absolutely nothing. But they love to waste their time. They love to be a part of something. They want to feel like they're a part of something. Meanwhile, there's tight races happening nationwide. And you know what Republicans were doing this weekend? Because I know I got a knock at my door. They were out canvassing, knocking on doors, getting votes, getting voters registered, doing the things that win elections. Democrats, they were busy virtue signaling. And on election day, it's a good chance they're going to pay the price for that, as Scott Jennings explained. And I love Scott Jennings. He explained why this was a massive backfire for the Democrats, and I love it. I want you to watch this and let me know what you think in the comments.
Show up to vote.
I mean, these protests were massive. Does he have a point there in terms of energy that is being felt by voters and the ones who show up to vote?
Yeah, look, he's right to worry about every election. He's right to worry about the political opposition. And there is obviously energy in opposing Donald Trump. Of course, there was energy in opposing him last year, and he won the election. One of the things the Republican Party has yet to prove that it can figure out is how to get people who vote for Trump to turn out in midterm elections. That is a concern rolling for the Republican Party. So, of course, you take nothing for granted in politics. I would point out, though, they would have had a better use of their time this weekend knocking on doors in Virginia or New Jersey than, marching around the mall or whatever in crazy cat costumes this weekend. But that's how they chose to use their time. But Ted Cruz and every Republican knows you take nothing for granted, and the next election could bring peril, and the Republicans have to look at what the Democrats are doing and say, we're not going to let them have more energy than us. I mean, that's a truism for every election.
So, Scott, you're saying that Americans who decide they want to take to the streets and make their voices heard because they feel like their president is not listening to them and, frankly, in some instances has said we're the enemy simply because we disagree with them, you're saying that's not a good use of time. You're criticizing these people who went out to, be Americans and say they love their country and want their president to listen to them. That's not a good use of time. That's outrageous.
Well, no, I mean, normal people were spending time with their family and watching college football. I don't care how they spend their time. If they want to go out, if they want to go out and protest, be my guest. They're welcome to do it, and I don't really care whether they do it or not. But I just happen to think if I were Democrats, I would rather have directed that energy into the campaigns that are going on this year instead of marching around the way they did. But listen, you guys spend your time however you want. It's a free country, not a monarchy.
Karen?
Well, and yet the president, himself has sort of waffled back and forth. They say